Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This was supposed to be a 7 books in 7 days challenge because I've never successfully done one of those. And again, I haven't successfully done one of these. However, I worked really hard on this video and I ended up doing the 5 books in 5 days challenge instead. The last 2 days, I kind of just wanted to relax before school starts. Like, today is my last day before going back to work. And, you know, it's been nice to just be able to relax the past 2 days, or 1 day and today. And I might edit part of this video, maybe. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do today. It's pretty early still. But I usually would be really hard on myself because I went in thinking, oh, 7 books, 7 days, got this, let's do it. But I did 5 books in 5 days, and I'm okay with that. So this video is probably going to be super long because I know some of the clips are like a half hour, like by themselves, and there are like 150 clips that I have to go through and make into a comprehensive video. So if you stick around to watch this entire video, then I appreciate you so much. If you click out right now, but like save this video for later, then I appreciate you so much. But anyways, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for always being here for me and my channel. Here we are, so we're right here on this green one. We have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh no, that's terrible. That is not fun. I don't want to do this. So it's lowest rated, and to be honest with you, I have about 60-ish books, 70-ish books that are not on my Goodreads anymore because I haven't been keeping up. I haven't been keeping up with that. So I don't think that this is fair. I don't know what book it is. I do have it set for average rating, but it's highest rated right now. I don't want to pick my lowest rated book. Okay, fine. We'll see what it is. So there's the Vansham Hill Haunting. I don't know if you can see that. Let me find it for you. It's over here. So this is 2.43. The Vansham Hill Haunting. I mean, it is that perfect time of year. It is the beginning of summer break in Pennsylvania. The year is 1987. College friends and roommates Maggie Lee, Cheyenne Miller, and Dominic Jackson have decided to answer a help wanted ad in the paper seeking camp counselors at a local summer camp for children. Oh my gosh, you know what? The font is huge. I don't want to read this though. But technically it says low. I'm gonna see what my other options are for low rated. Okay, so Oh My Darling I do not own anymore. The Uncoupling I don't own anymore. Okay. Oh, the Paul Bearers Club by Paul Tremblay. I mean, that could be. I don't see it though. Tremblay? That's weird. It's supposed to be right there. Let me grab the other two. Okay.
So if I can find the Paul Bearers Club, it's gonna be that one. I know I own it, I just don't see it where it's supposed to be. But then there's also The Last Wife by Karen Hamilton. So it'll be one of those three, but I'm thinking, I mean, this one's short-ish, so it's like 231 pages, but I mean, that font is huge. So I think I'm gonna
attempt to read this one as my first book of the 7 books in 7 days challenge. As you saw, I made some coffee and started the Vanson Hill Haunting, which, like, I only read the first 25 pages, which is just the setup. So you met Dominic, Cheyenne, and Maggie, and you kind of get a little bit of their friendship. And Maggie found this, like, community service thing that they could do. They could volunteer at this Camp Fulter Lake. And now this next chapter is called Fulter Lake in 1987. So initially, I know I just read the setup, but by the writing style and this, like, the way they're talking, like, I get that's the 80s, but who says I bid thee good night in the 80s? It's like late 80s too, 1987. So it's not, I can understand why some people wouldn't love this book. I'm going to finish it right now, but it doesn't bother me, the language, as much. I do think it's going to be a little bit cheesy, a very quick read, because I read 25 pages in 10 minutes. That seems pretty fast. So I'm just gonna sit here and finish this, and then we'll get up and see what we're gonna do for today. in Hill Haunting by Nate Fitch. Oh, this was so bad. This was so bad. I see why it's my lowest rated book. Well, it might not be anymore because my bookshelves are not completely on Goodreads. Maybe I should spend fall break focusing on that while I'm trying to read a book a day. This was awful. This was just, it was so unrealistic, and I'm not saying that books have to be realistic, but come on. Like, just, it was too perfect. Hi, Blackjack. Come here, baby. Come here, Mama. Oh, so my friend Blackjack is here. Hey, baby, come here, look. Do you want to come up here? You gotta come right here, though. Right here. So you don't crush my puppos. My other puppos. Okay. So this is Blackjack. She's my honorary doggy. She's been in a couple videos already, but here she is. She thinks she's a Chihuahua, but clearly, she's not really a lap dog, but she thinks she is, so we let her do what she wants. Anyways, let's get back to Hill Haunting book. Yeah, it was bad. It was like, I understand. Hey, get off, Bella. Hey. I understand why it's so lowly rated. Can you sit here? Can you sit here, Mama? Can you sit here, baby? Thank you. There she is. Okay. Then Bella's under here, and Jelly Bean's right here. But no, this was awful. The writing's not good. Basically, you follow these 3 college roommates who decide that they need to do some kind of community service, so they volunteer at this summer camp to be a camp counselor. And first off, like, if you volunteer to be a camp counselor, wouldn't you have to meet the campers and the owner of the camp and everything during the daytime hours, not get there at like midnight and just go straight into your cabin? Then, when freaky stuff starts happening, I'm sorry, I would not just sit there and be like, oh, what are we gonna do? No, I would, no, it was so stupid, and so, like, it just was not realistic. Yeah, I know there's fight or flight mode, and that maybe they weren't doing either, though. They were just like, oh, let's go read a book and see if we can figure out what's wrong with this house. Like, no. That doesn't happen. And, like, that's coming from someone who reads a lot of books and loves reading. My first thought when I'm in a haunted cabin where I feel like I'm gonna die in 5 hours is not, let's go look for a library and see if I can find some information on the house. And then conveniently, there's just this massive library in this small, well, I guess it's not super small, in this haunted house. Like, come on. And then you find out that one of the girls, Maggie, she already knew that this house was haunted and that all this stuff had happened at the house, but yeah, she didn't tell her best friends before they got there, and it just, none of it made sense. I liked it enough to finish it, but I feel like I was more hate reading it than actually liking what I was reading. So I don't know if it's a 2 or a 3 star. It might be a 3 star just because I hated it enough to finish it and, like, sit here. It only took me like an hour and a half to read because the font is huge. But I don't know. I I hated everything about this book, but I kind of, like, didn't hate it. So, I don't know, I think it's more like a 2-star. But I know it's early, it's only like 10:30, but I'm thinking that I want to pick my book for tomorrow. Maybe I'll start it early. We will see, because I do want to get some stuff done in my house, and I also really should film something other than a vlog. So I have some ideas of things that I need to film. I might reorganize all of my books. I have my book tree over there, but I need to actually pick books to go on there. And how I did it last time was that I just picked books that I was really in the mood for. So maybe I'll do a video where I go through literally every book on my physical TBR, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I want to start this series, so let's get book number 1. I'm not really feeling this author or this genre right now, so we'll skip this entire part, or, you know, I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I'm thinking that I will. I usually can get about 50 books over there, which will help this atrocity, but I also have this stuff that's just kind of like piled, and I really just need to fix it. So we are picking our book for tomorrow. Let's see. We got a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Spoopy. Spoopy. Okay, so it's been a little while. I know I look exactly the same. No, I did my hair, so that's pretty much it. But I spent some time catching up on BookTube. This is the older video of Kayla's that I've actually already watched, but I watched like Meg with Books, Books and Lala, Gabby Reads, you know, all the OGs, just to kind of give myself a little bit of a break. Then I made some lunch. So my husband came home for lunch from work. So we ate some BLTs, and my kitchen is still looking mighty nice. We're trying this new thing that is not very, like, extraordinary at all, but we clean up after ourselves after we make something dirty. After we use a cup, we wash it, you know? So it looks fairly nice in here. We also, I'll show you our scores for 10,000, because we played 10,000 while he was eating lunch with me. So, yep, he won. The P is for Patrick, A is for Alita. I'm Alita. So, you know, I kind of just got to relax and not do anything yet. But it is 12:30 in the afternoon, and I am going to spend the afternoon cleaning this monstrosity that I call a bedroom. I think I'm going to make a video organizing my books on my other camera, and hopefully it's already up. I'll try and link it if it is. If it's not, then it'll be up within the next few days. But so I also need to do another video because this shelf is empty. That's usually like my most anticipated. I just put them away though because that was a couple months ago. I kind of want to redo that. So there might be a video of that coming out soon or already out. This cart was $10 at Walmart, and I need to build it so that I have stuff. It's actually for school. Then I've finished most of my clothes, but there are still a few that need to be, you know, like cleaned. Then over here, my side, you see my end table, how it's gross, and my desk. I'm totally putting myself on blast right now. And then my husband has a small collection and everything going. So I just mainly want to focus on my books to start with, and then once that looks nice and that's all set up, then I'll come back and do this. So this can take me several hours probably, but I just really want to get my life together. So then this is me. Like, I look pretty. Hi friends. And I also want to be able to access my mirror, but right now I can't. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna let you just charge for a little bit. It's raining, it's pouring. Alita's so excited. I have 3 crates of books that have been in my room, just sitting on my floor, and I'm trying to clean my room. And so I'm gonna go unhaul them. But it's raining and I love it. Like, oh, my husband's over there, so I could have gone under the covered area to get to the car, but this is so much better. I get to enjoy the rain. So I'll see you at the bookstore.
Hi. Whatever they call the Air Force guy. He runs up and he's like, where are you going? She goes, we have two more next to the... we have some on the left. What was it, Tom Cruise?
Good morning. Welcome to day 2. So, yesterday, this was like my main project. I actually have a floor. My books are super duper organized. I also unhauled a bunch of books that have just been sitting in here in tubs. I unhauled them. I donated a good chunk of them and I got credit for the rest. So that does mean that I have a small book haul at some point today. But let me just show you around real quick. So there's that shelf. Then there's my TBR carts. Then over here, these are my read books. These two shelves right here. I've read all the books on those shelves. And then I haven't set it up yet, but that is going to be my most anticipated shelf. And this monstrosity has to get taken care of today. So here are my thoughts. Yesterday, I actually took my second turn, but I didn't pick a book or read it. So, while I take care of that monstrosity and maybe my desk, because if I got my desk clean, then that would be really helpful for my mental health. Like, honestly, this fall break is all about taking care of my mental health and just giving me the self-care that I need. And I know that a lot of people are going to be like, well, cleaning isn't really going to be self-care, but yes, getting my life in order so that I can feel less stressed either at home or at school, and it's definitely not going to happen at school right now. So at home, where I put these procedures in place where, okay, this was all my fault. It was my husband's too, but like, we need to get better at cleaning up. We've already got our kitchen and our living room. We moved some furniture in the living room. We got it really clean. We got everything cleaned up in my kitchen, and we're trying to put procedures in place where it's like, you clean it, you use dish, you clean it, you know, I mean, basic procedures like that we should be doing anyway. But yeah, I'm just trying to make myself feel better. So I think today's probably gonna be the last day where I just need to focus in this room. And then so here's what's going on. I'm going to read Coraline by Neil Gaiman, which is actually a reread for me. This I didn't read until a couple years ago, but I really, really enjoyed it. It's like this middle grade fantasy that a lot of people think is spooky, and we landed on this Spoopy prize? Spoopy space, which is like middle grade spooky, or just something that's kind of spooky adjacent, but more in the cute realm or more light on the spooks. And yeah, so I'm gonna pick Coraline. I don't remember a whole lot. I just remember that it's a middle grade fantasy that's spooky about this girl named Coraline who moves into this house with her parents, and when she's exploring, she finds an alternate dimension, and she goes through the door to the alternate dimension, and then like creepy stuff starts to happen. So I am very excited for this, but like I said, I do have a lot of work to do today. So I think I can get the audiobook on Scribd, and Neil Gaiman narrates it. And it's only like 170 pages, I think. So I think the audiobook, okay, 160 pages. I think the audiobook is only, like, at my speed, it's like 2 hours. I read audiobooks at 1.5 speed because I feel like narrators' voices are really slow. And I know they do that on purpose, but I'm gonna listen to that at like 1.5 speed and just get that done, and you're gonna watch me. And then maybe in an upcoming video I'll go through all my shelves and kind of give you a nice tour, but I don't know. Let's see how long these shelves last the way that they are. If they last more than a month, then yes, I will do a TBR or a bookshelf tour. But if they don't, then not a problem. also finished Coraline, so day 2 is done. So far, for this reading vlog, I've read 2 spooky books, so depending on what we get next roll, I either want to do a spooky book each time or one that I think might scare me, because this one is scary. This one follows this little girl named Coraline who finds this alternate dimension, alternate dimension. Basically, she opens this door and she goes into this other world, and when she's there, she meets her other mom and her other dad, who have big button eyes, and the mom is really terrifying. She wants Coraline to stay in this world with her and never go back to see her parents again. And then, like, because this lady, this creature, is evil, she does some really terrible things to make sure that Coraline can't leave. And I think this is really, I want to say it's fun, but it's not. It's terrifying. This is what nightmares are made of, especially when you're younger, like 10 or 11. This would have terrified me. There's also talking cats in here. I haven't read a whole lot, so take this recommendation very lightly, but this is my favorite Neil Gaiman book so far. I've only read a few though, so don't, take it with a grain of salt. But this is like a spooky fantasy read. I think it's so good, and I honestly might want to start reading this every year around Halloween, just because it's such a quick read and it's just crazy nightmare adventures. Crazy nightmare adventures. I think we're gonna figure out what our next read is for tomorrow, and then I'm going to show you my book haul from yesterday and try and find room for all those books on my shelves now that they're organized. Roll number 3 for day number 3 of 7 books in 7 days. Alright, we have a 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we finally landed on Community Chest, and for Community Shelf, I think it was Community Chest in the old Monopolies, but Community Shelf, basically you're supposed to use different prompts and just pick one of those. So I have my prompts here. I am trying to do this Stay Spooky-a-thon. I'll link everything up here down below about the Stay Spooky-a-thon, but essentially it is this month-long readathon that's all about staying spooky, and they have like this board, bingo board. It was a bingo board. I cut up all the prompts. So this one says listen to spooky omnions, get a fall drink. Obviously if I get any of those, then I don't need to add a book for this turn. I just need to make or get a fall drink, which maybe I could potentially do today. I know I already read the book. But there's also things like Animal on the Cover, read a thriller, read a young adult thriller, different prompts. So I'm trying to I just dropped a bunch of them. But what I'm trying to do is like get them all shuffled. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see what it's gonna be. Okay. so shuffled them up. I don't know what they are now. I mean, I didn't before either, but I'm gonna put it right here, and we're gonna grab this one. All right, tell me if I'm gonna like it. Oh. New release. New release. It's been a little bit since I filmed today, but I wanted to show you my Bookman's haul. I also I'm scared. Okay, I wanted to show you my Bookman's haul. I still haven't picked a new release book. That was the prompt we got earlier. But I don't pay attention to new releases. So, I mean, I could change it slightly and just pick a new to me book. So, that's how I'm feeling right now. But I know that one of these is a new release book. But it's so chunky, and I'm trying to read a book every single day, and it's like 500 pages, over 500 pages, I think. So let's just get into this. So there is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I absolutely love this book so much. But when I got home, I realized I already own a copy with the other cover. I read this book. I actually stayed up all night to read this book a couple of years ago. One of my favorite thrillers of all time. High endorsement. Maybe since I have 2 copies, maybe I'll do, I don't know what I'll do. Our next book, which this is kind of the one that I'm thinking I might pick if I pick a new to me book. I know it's not a new release. I think it's like 2015, 2018. Okay, so it's still several years old, but that is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. Intricately plotted, compulsively readable. So it says, look, a riddle, time for fun. Should we use a rope or a gun? Allegheny Academy is a famous private school in Vermont. It was founded by Albert Eigenham, an early 20th century tycoon who wanted to make a wonderful place full of riddles, twisted pathways, and gardens. A place, he said, where learning is a game. In 1936, shortly after the school opened, his wife and daughter Iris and Alice were kidnapped. The only real clue was a mocking riddle listing methods of murder, signed with the frightening name Truly Devious. It became one of the great crimes of American history. Something like that could never happen again, of course. Ooh. So it is a young adult, like, mystery. Is it a young adult thriller? I don't think it's a thriller. I think it's just a mystery, but it's young adult. And I believe this one might have been compared to Sherlock Holmes. Is it? I don't know for sure. But it kind of gives me the Inheritance Games vibes, and I'm pretty sure they came out around the same time. Only the Inheritance Games series has like 4 and this only has 3. But this is, at the current moment, this is the one that I'm thinking I want to pick up. I mean, it is chunky. I mean, she's 420 pages. That's a lot for when you're trying to read a book a day, but I don't know, maybe I can find the audiobook and I can do half on audio and half physically. I'm also probably going to go to the bookstore tomorrow because my brother-in-laws want to go, and since I'm off, they're like, yeah, let's go. And then we might go do some running around. So I don't even know if I'm gonna have time to finish a big book like this, but it's what I'm thinking right now. Then we have How Sweet It Is by Dylan Newton. What happens when the Queen of Romance falls for the King of Horror? Oh! Then there's All Good People Here by Ashley Flowers. I think it's a thriller. I'm so good at synopsises. You're welcome. I think it came out last year. So everyone from Wachowska, Indiana remembers the infamous case of January Jacobs, who was discovered in a ditch hours after her family awoke to find her gone. Margot Davis was 6 at the time, the same age as January, and they were next-door neighbors. In the 20 years since, Margot has grown up, moved away, and become a big city journalist. But she's always been haunted by the feeling that it could have been her. And the worst part is, January's killer has never been brought to justice. So, okay, and then this is the new release, but I mean, it's so big, and the writing is so tiny. So, I mean, I guess it's only 450 pages. 440, when Truly Devious is 420, so it's not that much bigger, but the text in here is tiny, and usually it's easier to read young adult, like, quickly, most of the time, rather than, like, this is an adult thriller with horror aspects. So this is Dead 11 by Jimmy Giuliano. This follows an island. It's like a magical island. So, on a creepy island where everyone has a strange obsession with the year 1994, a newcomer arrives hoping to learn the truth about her son's death. Clifford Island, when Willow Stone finds these words written on the floor of her deceased son's bedroom, she's perplexed. She's never heard of it before, but soon learns it's a tiny island off Wisconsin's Door County Peninsula, 200 miles from Willow's home. Why would her son write this on his floor? Hoping to find the answers, Willow sets out for the island. Then I have He Started It by Samantha Downing. I have read 2 books by Samantha Downing. I've read In My Dreams, no, that's Ashley Winstead. No, I've read The Lovely Wife. I didn't love it. It was fine, but I absolutely fell in love with her Dark Academia one. The teacher, Ted, he kills people. Why can I not think of the name of it? Dark Academia, it's so good. But I didn't love My Lovely Wife, like it was fine. So this kind of can be like the, do I like Samantha Downing's writing or not so much? So this is a road trip inheritance thriller, which terrifies me because I normally don't like inheritance thrillers. So there's that, but I mean, hey, it's here. Alright, I've got 2 left. Oh, there's Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. I've finished this entire series. I actually binge read Chloe Brown, Dani Brown, and Eve Brown, the Brown Sisters trilogy, like over the summer. I read it in 3 days, maybe 4 days, but I read it like back to back to back to back. And then I found Act Your Age, Eve Brown, at my local bookstore, and it's the only one I don't own, so. And then our last one is another young adult thriller. See, I thought this was a young adult hard-hitting contemporary, but someone said it was a thriller. So this is Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. I don't read a ton of young adult anymore. I feel like I've kind of phased out of that aspect in my life. However, I've learned that guilty pleasure reads for me are like young adult thrillers, young adult mysteries. I love those. Do they usually have a bunch of substance? No. But do I have fun with them? And for some reason, like with young adult mystery thrillers, only young adult mystery thrillers, I can suspend my disbelief for different things throughout the book, but like young adult romance, heck no. Any other genre or whatever, I can't suspend my disbelief. But I can there, and sometimes it's just fun when you, especially when you read a bunch of like, I read to feel things, generally speaking. So if I read a bunch of sad books that are just going to break me down, it's nice to read a young adult thriller that's just fun. Even if it's like super campy or super like doesn't make sense. As long as the plot makes sense somewhat, you know, and I don't have to roll my eyes too many times, then I have fun with them. I finally figured out what book I want to read. So it's Assistant to the Villain by Hannah something or other, but it should be on the screen. It's a fantasy. I think it's a fantasy romance, but it's been everywhere on Book Talk and BookTube. Mostly Book Talk, I think. So I don't really know a whole lot about it. It's not my normal type of book, but something about it is appealing to me, so I'm going to read it on Kindle tomorrow. I might start at like midnight tonight and read for an hour or two, and then dive deep into it tomorrow. But technically, if I wait till midnight, technically it's tomorrow. Last night I read the first like 50 pages of Assistant to the Villain on ebook. And this morning I was hating it, so I found the audiobook of it. And now I'm 50% in, and I didn't want to update this vlog because I didn't want to tell you how much I'm hating this book. Like, it's reading very, very young adult, maybe middle grade. It's not middle grade, young adult, very, very young though. And insta love, and like it doesn't, like at first he doesn't seem like a villain. He seems like royalty, so I thought he was the prince and he was just playing a game. I don't know at this point, but like I really don't care either. I am gonna go out for a little bit. I might go up to the Goodwill over down the street. I'll take you with me, of course, but I want to pick my next book first. I mean, but technically today is this book, but I'm not liking it. I really want to DNF it. I guess I will tell you that I also finished Would You Rather by Allison Ashley. This was such an adorable romance. It read real quick too. It's like 300 pages, but I flew through it because you follow Noah and Mia, who have been best friends for years, and then they decide, mostly Noah decides, hey, let's get married so that you can stay on my health insurance, because she has like this kidney problem where she might need to get she's on the implant list, but they've been talking about dialysis because she's been getting worse. So she wants to go back to school, but she can't because she needs medical insurance. So he's like, hey, let's get married and it'll be fake, but it's not fake because like they're both secretly really in love with each other. And it was just, it gave me all the feels, and it was so, this one made me cry so bad. I wish I would have taken more like clips of me actually reading it, but I didn't think I was going to include it in this vlog because it's 7 books in 7 days, and technically, even though it wasn't a new release, is it a new release? I'm gonna check. I don't think it is a new release, but let's figure that out. 2022. I mean, I could say that 2022 is a new release and count this as my Assistant to the Villain book, because I am halfway through Assistant to the Villain, but I'm hating it. So, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. Unexpected, but absolutely love this. Sorry that there's no clips of me actually reading it. To be fair though, I listened to most of it on audiobook while I cleaned my room the other day, so does it count because it's a different day? It still counts. I don't care. Let's take another turn and get a different book for today so that I can go to Goodwill and just go do some stuff. Maybe look into how much nails cost. Alright, here we are. So here's my person on Community Shelf, and I got a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just in case you can't see it, there's my 6. Okay, so yesterday I took a turn on the game for my 7 books in 7 days challenge, and I got new release, and I started the Villain's Assistant last night at like after midnight, so it was actually today, and I got like 40% in, but I'm DNFing it. I cannot read it. It's very insta-love, it's very boring, it's very nothingness. So I didn't plan on a DNF during this vlog. So what I'm gonna do is I'm still on Community Shelf. I'm gonna grab the next Community Shelf card, and I'm gonna pick a book that has this. Let's see. Ooh, I don't know if you guys saw that or not. Let's see. Let's try it one more time. I'm not sure what it. Young adult? Does it say young adult? Oh, okay. YA thriller. There we go. YA thriller. I don't have a lot of young adult books anymore. I don't typically read young adult books. So let me see what I can find for a YA thriller. I'm also going to get all made up and go to Goodwill, I think, just to kind of check out their book selection and see what kind of stuff I can find. Sometimes I can find furniture, but if I'm taking the bus, I probably don't want to find furniture. Logic. But let me figure out what book I'm picking for today. It's like 10:30, which is late for me, but I've kind of just had a very slow going morning. Read some of this book. I'm so bored. And made some breakfast and stuff. Now I want to go out for a little bit. So let me figure out what I'm going to do here, and then we'll leave. I found my next read. So this is a young adult thriller, young adult murder mystery thriller. Not entirely sure, but it is young adult. I think it's a young adult thriller. Usually I can fly through young adult, especially thrillers. I just have to suspend my disbelief a little bit, but I don't know a whole lot about this other than it's like dark academia vibes. I think that there's like a private school and someone dies, and years later someone, a current student is trying to figure out what happened in the 1930s when the school first opened. So I'm very excited for this. I'm gonna get ready. Maybe I'll get ready with you, and then we will go to Goodwill and see where the day takes us. Alright, so I finished Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. So, there's a couple things. The first one is that I was supposed to read... Actually, I have it right here. I was supposed to read a YA thriller, and I picked Truly Devious. Truly Devious is not a thriller. It's a very slow burn, very boring mystery, young adult mystery, but I've thought about it, and going into this book I thought it was a young adult thriller, so I'm still gonna count it for that prompt. I'm not gonna make myself read a whole nother book because I messed up. Too bad. So let me take my turn for tomorrow's book. Look at my outfit. Let's do an outfit check, like right here. Hi. But yeah, let me. All right, so we are going to roll. We are on Community Shelf right now. We got a 9. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Alright, it has been a day. I think the last thing you saw was me perusing book bins. Hold on to your plate. Hold on to your seat. Hold on to something right now. I I didn't buy anything. I know. I even have credit and I didn't spend it. That's so crazy to me. I guess I need to get the rest of my makeup off. I thought I rinsed it off, but I need to clean my face a little bit more. I finished Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. Oh, you know what? I think I already told you that I didn't like it. Then we took another turn and we landed on Candied Apple, which is a space that you're supposed to pick a book that you think is gonna be sticky. You're gonna want to keep coming back to it. And I had several choices. Originally, I was thinking romance because romance has been on point for me lately, and I haven't really loved any of the like thrillers that I've been reading, but it is spooky season, so I do really want to read a thriller. So my book for tomorrow is We Are All the Same in the Dark by Julia Heberlein. So before going to sleep last night, I got 67 pages into We Are All the Same in the Dark. I'm so confused as to what's going on. So you have Wyatt, who was True's brother, and she went missing. Everyone suspects that Wyatt, her brother, killed her, but there's no proof. And then you also are following this other case called Angel, who was this half-dead girl that Wyatt found when he was working in this field. He found her, so he took her home. So I'm still not entirely sure if you can trust Wyatt or not. And have this girl named Odette, who she is a detective, and I don't like her perspective, and her perspective is the majority of the book. So I don't know how I feel about this book. I don't hate it, but I don't really like it yet either. So I guess we'll just figure out more about the mystery. I don't want to tell you anything else. But I mean, I guess I got to chapter 12 last night, so it's not bad, I guess. I don't know if we're going to do groceries today or tomorrow, but I also am going to make a Notion account. My husband was telling me about that, and it might help me get organized with content on the line, and then it also might help me get organized just with my schedule in general. And so it's a productivity app, so if I check it out I might film it, but we'll see. And I did find the audiobook and everything of We Are All the Same in the Dark, so I'm gonna see if the audiobook is something I want to try. I might try the audio while I go on to Notion and check it out. I would get coffee, but I don't have any creamer, and I like creamer with a dash of coffee. But we're gonna go grocery shopping either today or tomorrow, so I'll be able to get coffee then. I need coffee today. Maybe I will have my husband go get us coffee at some point today, because I might need some coffee. Look at me. Look at my dark circles. It has been a long day. But I did manage to finish We Are All the Same in the Dark by Julia Heberlein. See, I didn't want to talk about it because I absolutely hated this book. The mystery is very confusing. The mystery is very slow burn, which sometimes works for me, sometimes doesn't. But there seemed like there were 2 or 3 different mysteries, even though it was technically just one mystery. The ending came so far out of left field that I almost DNF'd it like before I got there because it just wasn't worth the payout. And like I feel like I've just been hating everything I've been reading for this vlog. So I really didn't want to come on here and say, hey, I hated this book again. But I did. I gave it 1 star. And even that was generous. Yeah, I only have hate for this. I didn't like the characters. They weren't very dynamic. They were very one tone. And like, I just didn't care about the backstory. I did not care about the repetitiveness because every other freaking sentence was about the girl's missing eye or about the cops missing leg. And like, I hated it. I actively hated this book. I went to the post office box. Don't freak out. I got a few things. Like, this whole crate is books. So I'm gonna quickly go through them. I might not give you a huge synopsis, but maybe I will. We will see in the moment. So I did open 2 of them because these were from publishers and I wasn't really expecting anything from publishers right now, which is fine. It just means they sent it unsolicited, which is okay with me. So we have Small Town Sins by Ken Jaworski. See, the thing is, I'm 90% sure that I've already unpacked a copy of this. It's a thriller though. I'm pretty sure that I have 2 copies of this book now, or that I had 2 copies. I might have traded 1 copy in for store credit. I think that might have been what I did, but I did get a 2nd copy. So this says, a volunteer firefighter Nathan Stoltz sets his quiet small town life ablaze when he is faced with the question and makes an irreversible choice. If you found a bag of cash in a burning building, would you take it? Okay. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be like small town vibes. Alright, our second one is unincorporated proof. So it's like an ARC, which just means that this book isn't on sale yet. I think, oh, okay, so it comes out on October 23rd. It is currently October 12th. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it before then, but I got Edenville by Sam Rebelline. Look at the cover. There's like a haunted house in there and surrounded by a flower. So I'm assuming this can be like a haunted house or novel. Let's see. Oh, okay. An exciting new voice in horror for fans of Paul Tremblay and Stephen Graham Jones. Stephen Graham Jones is either really hit with me or really miss with me. I've only read one Paul Tremblay and I liked it, but you know, I don't know, we'll see. After publishing his debut novel, The Shattered Man, to disappointing sales and reviews, Campbell is struggling to find inspiration for a follow-up when Edenville College invites him to be a writer in residence. Cam is convinced that his bad luck has finally taken a turn. His girlfriend Quinn isn't so sure. She grew up near Edenville and has good reasons for not wanting to move back. Cam disregards her skepticism, that word, and accepts the job with Quinn reluctantly following along. But there's something wrong in Edenville. Despite the charming old ladies milling about Main Drive and the picturesque sunflowers dotting the sidewalks, poison lurks beneath the surface. Okay, I mean, that sounds interesting enough. But yeah, I'm very excited. Thank you to the publishers that sent these my way. I'm so honored and so like flattered that you guys still send them to me. So I appreciate it so much. This one is not book related at all, but I figured I would include it. It is my Scentsy box, so oh, if only you could smell that. It smells like a bag of fall. It smells like a bag of fall. Oh, okay, so the warmer of the month is this pumpkin warmer. I don't think I'm gonna buy it, although I would like to get more stuff, like more of those. Okay, so it's wrapped. Oh, I think something fell on the floor. Maybe I'll find it tomorrow because I'm real tired. So let's unwrap this Halloween stuff. The candy corn flavor. Oh, pumpkin cashmere. So it's not bad. I'm not. It's very like, I don't know. It's very musty, is that the word? Which is kind of like the scents that I like. I don't normally like a lot of like pumpkin-y and sweet flavors, taste-wise or smell-wise. Not really my thing. Then we have some samples, it looks like. Some like holiday samples. I have to add these. Ooh, that smells good. I have to add these to my like Scentsy box, but I don't think I'm gonna do that until tomorrow because, like I said, I'm tired. But I do also need to find a car scent because our car scent is not there anymore. Like, it doesn't smell. So some of the holiday flavors that we have are rum pum plum, kind of dark and dusky. Vanilla. Vanilla is my favorite scent ever. I just love everything vanilla. Cranberry. That one's not my favorite. Sleigh Ride. Oh my god. Christmas time. And cherries. You know, I don't normally like artificial cherries smell, but this one smells very sweet. Like, in a good way though. I love that one. Sometimes if it's too sweet, then I don't like it. Then I bought a couple things on Pango Books because I sold couple things on Pingo Books. So, I spent my credit on some books that I had to have. Ah! Okay, here we are. Oh, okay. So, whoa. Okay, I just bought a book, but there's this little card that says, thank you. And then a sticker. Oh my gosh. So it says book hangover. It's a noun. The struggle of trying to reconnect with reality after finishing a really amazing book. Oh my gosh. I'm going to put that on my book cart. Ooh, let's do that now. Let's do it. And then I'll show you what book I bought. It's actually one that I already read, but I loved it so much that I wanted my own physical copy. Okay. So, let's go here. The Boyfriend Candidate by Ashley Winstead. First off, like, beautiful. So it's like pink and blue. This was so swoon-worthy when I read it. I don't know if I read it for this vlog or for a different vlog, but absolutely just fell head over heels in love with this book. And you follow Alexis and Logan, and like Logan is a candidate in the political races, and Alexis is very much a shy librarian, and they're complete opposites. But I just loved this so much. So, unpopular opinion here, but Ashley Winstead, her romances, I mean, this is the first book I've read that's a romance by her. I might like her romances better than her thrillers. But I still want to explore more of Ashley Winstead's backlist. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite book by Ashley Winstead is. So there's that. Then, okay, I have one more Pingo and book of the month. Like I said, we're going to try and do this fairly fast because it's going on 11:30, and that is so late for me. I'm so tired right now. And I also have to pick a book for tomorrow. Oh, well, that was nice. Oh well. Ooh, look at all the bubble wrap. Ah, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so then okay, so this one I haven't read yet, but I bought what I thought was the entirety. Hold on. Okay. I bought what I thought was the entirety of the Well Met series, but apparently I forgot the second book, which is Well Played by Jen DeLuca. It says this book is an uplifting delight that's impossible not to love. And I recently read Well Met by Jen DeLuca, which is the first in the series, or reread I should say, and absolutely love it. So I cannot wait to read the second in the series. So it's that they all take place at the Renaissance Fair. A laugh out loud romantic comedy featuring kilted musicians, Renaissance fairy, tavern wenches, and an unlikely love story. So I'm very much here for that. And then we have my Book of the Month box for this month. So, warning, this box may elicit excitement. Excitement. Let's see, I'm gonna give me 1 minute to open this and then be right back with you. Reading break. Boo. It's me. A reading break. I like that. I got a couple of books this month. So I got Take My Hand. I got Take My Hand by Dolan Perkins Valdez. This is a historical fiction that was an option in May of 2022. So, kind of backlist. Not really, though. But let's see. It says, a serene and compassionate new novel about a young black nurse's shocking discovery and burning quest for justice in post-segregation Alabama. Montgomery, Alabama, 1973. Fresh out of nursing school, Sybil Townsend intends to make a difference, especially in her African American community. At the Montgomery Family Planning Clinic, she hopes to help women shape their destinies to make their own choices for their lives and bodies. Oh no! But when her first week on the job takes her along a dusty country road to a worn-down one-room cabin, Sybil is shocked to learn that her new patients, Erica and India, are children, just 11 and 13. Neither of the Williams sisters have even kissed a boy, but they are poor and black, and for those handling the family's welfare benefits, that reason's enough to have the girls on birth control. Oh my gosh. I knew that it was about a nurse during like wartime. And I thought that it had something to do with like abortion and things like that. I'm much like personally, I could never think of a situation, imagine a situation in which I personally could get an abortion, but at the same time, I don't think it's my place to judge your decisions. Like, I'm sure it wasn't an easy decision to make, and there were probably millions of reasons that you picked what you picked, but I'm very much pro-choice, and I kind of think that that's what that book is a little bit. Anyways, let's finish our haul, our unboxing. Okay, Past Perfect Life. Okay, this is Past Perfect Life by Elizabeth Ehlberg. This was a choice in July of 2019, and I'm pretty sure This is a young adult book, but it's by Bloomsbury, which is usually like scary. What happens when your future is shattered by a secret past? I don't know if this is a scary one or not. It says, before. Allie Smith loves her small town life just the way it is, spending quality time with her widowed dad and her tight-knit circle, including her best friend Marina, and maybe more than friends Neil. And after Allie's life is blown away, suddenly she learns she's not Allison Smith. Her real name is Amanda, and she's been missing for more than 15 years. Was everything before a lie? And what will she do as now comes crashing down around her? An intense and tender novel about secrets and lies, reality and identity, and the ways we put ourselves back together when everything is broken. Oh, I know I don't read a lot of young adult, but that one just has been on my radar for a while, so I finally got it. Alright, got 2 more, I believe. Okay, this one I want to talk to you about. I was super duper excited for When I'm Dead by Hannah Morrissey, because it was the thriller pick for this month, and it says one girl murdered, another missing, and a medical examiner desperately searching for the truth. In the latest Black Harbor mystery by acclaimed author. That was not anywhere on Book of the Month. It did not say that it was part of a series. So I am probably going to be trading this in because it's like 3rd or 4th in a series, and I'm just not... I was very disappointed when I found that out. Alright, and our last book, the one that maybe I'm the most excited for, is the fantasy pick for October. Who is this girl? What? A historical fiction, a young adult, and a fantasy? What is going on here? So this is Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. And I mean, look at that cover. It says, a glorious modern gothic fantasy. I dream sometimes about a house I've never seen. Opal is a lot of things. Orphan, high school dropout, full-time cynic, and part-time cashier, but above all, she's determined to find a better life for her younger brother, Jasper. One that gets them out of Eden, Kentucky, a town remarkable for only 2 things, bad luck and E. Sterling, the reclusive 19th century author of The Underland, who disappeared over 100 years ago. And I'm pretty sure that I read the first chapter. This one's actually dedicated to Alex E. Harrow's brothers. For my brothers. That is the cutest dedication. I mean, it just says for my brothers, but I love that. I dream sometimes about a house I've never seen. I mean, pretty much nobody has. Logan claims he ding-dong ditched the place last summer break, but he's an even bigger liar than me. The truth is, you can't really see the house from the road. Just the iron teeth of the front gate and the long red lick of the drive. Maybe a glimpse of limestone walls cross-hatched by honeysuckle and green bears. Even the historical plaque out front is half swallowed by ivy. The letters so slurred with moss and neglect that only the title is still legible. Starling House. Ooh, so I'm wondering if it's gonna be like haunted house, but it's fantasy, and honestly, that's just, I'm here to try it soon, eventually, I don't know. Anyways, let's take our last turn our last turn, our next turn, and yeah, that's it. Sorry, the quality is not as good as the rest of the video. I'm doing this last update on my webcam because I just edited that entire video, and I did not have a closing clip because, you know, why would I do that? Make life easy on myself. But we initially started this vlog and we were like, oh, we're gonna read 7 books in 7 days, and like it was super exciting, but Alita just wanted to relax her last weekend before she goes back to you know, work. Ew. So I actually read 5 books in 5 days, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.